So in this video, we're going to talk about how when you decided to become a real estate agent, you decided to start your own business. Many people don't realize that running your own business has many facets that all have to come together at the same time on a daily basis. One of the ways to separate those are to making sure that we're working on the business or in the business. So there's activities that we talk about with this. A lot of times we sit down and a real estate agent thinking, hey, I just did this because it would be a great way to make some extra money, starts to set up a bunch of networking, starts to come up with ideas, starts to talk to their friends about marketing, what their brand should look like. All the ideas that go around building the business and what the business should be around, right? But is that actually working in the business or on the business? Yeah, working on the business is coming up with all these ideas that would make a great business, which a lot of agents like to talk about. Working in the business is actually doing all of the activities that it takes to produce the income that you have to do. The lead generation, all of the things, the marketing, the things that actually go with it, social media, doing the plans that you set up for your business to actually get them done. And then not only that, what is your profit and loss statement like? How are you tracking all of your expenses? How do you know if you're making any money? Well, in order to do that, you have to set up business systems to see where your business is going. At some point, you come to a realization and have to decide, is this a hobby that I went into or is this a business that I went into? What I like to say is you have to run your business like a business. You can't run your business like a hobby. See, when you decided at one point in time that you were going to leave your job, that you were going to go be a real estate agent, that you wanted to control the income that you wanted to have, you decided that you were going to hire the best person that you could ever think of. And do you know who that is? It's you. You decided to hire you. So you decided that you were the best employee where you were working at the time, and decided that if you could take your skills and build those in so that you could have control of all these wonderful skills that you have, that you could make a very successful, profitable business. But what the realization comes to that people don't think about is, what was it that actually made me successful, that made me such a good employee, that made me who I am? A lot of times what we don't realize is that the structures that were built within the business that we worked in were actually the structures that made us successful. So now we step out and we say, hey, we're going to go into real estate, but we don't think about all the things that were around us to make us successful. And did you think about, do I have the tools to build those structure around me to make my own business successful? See, maybe you were successful because of the amount of hours you were actually working as an employee, or perhaps it was the systems that were established in the company that you were in that made them so successful. Think about this. If you had an employee that was working for you, and they spent half the day working and then decided to take off for 3 hours and head to the mall. Well, if you were their supervisor, at some point in time, after a couple hours, aren't you going to wonder where your employee went? Aren't you going to wonder why they're not completing the tasks and work that was assigned to them to get done, that they decided to just take off and go to the mall for a half a day? As a business owner, when you're your own employee, you are doing the exact same thing to the business that you own and control, to the business that you're the boss of. How do I get up every day and run it exactly as I would as if I was working for myself? And when that mindset starts to come around, your entire mind will start to shift and start to think in a way that a business owner starts to think, and starts to think about profit and loss and the things that you need to do to have more profit than loss. And then those activities start to come together. Then the lead gen gets more important. Then the door knocks get more important. Then the contacts get more important, because everything you do then is worth money. And when the mindset shifts to the business owner trying to make money rather than a part-time real estate agent that's trying to have a hobby, that's where we start to find success. So let me ask you, would you work for you?